and doing that thinking on the fly and articulating it in a clear way that can convince people or swing them to your side.
BYU Republican and Democrat students face off in a debate on topics from COVID to infrastructure.
TSA agents at Salt Lake International Airport find 2 loaded guns in 2 days in carry-on luggage.
Sadly, more than 700 children have died of COVID since this pandemic began.
The FDA approves the COVID Pfizer vaccine for emergency use for children ages 5 to 11. Welcome to Universe Live. It's Wednesday, October 27th. I'm Emily Jones.
And I'm Kelsey Neild. An FDA advisory committee votes in favor of granting emergency use authorization for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 5 to 11.
Some committee members appeared troubled about voting to vaccinate a large population of younger children based on studies of a few thousand. Isabel Rosales is in Washington with the latest.
Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine is one step closer to becoming available to its youngest patients yet.
I think we all have been feeling the urgency for a vaccine for children for quite some time.
On Tuesday, an independent FDA advisory committee voted to recommend the shots for kids 5 to 11 years old under emergency use.
17 voted yes.
After weighing potential benefits to possible risks. If authorized by the full FDA, it would be the same vaccine adults receive, but smaller. 2 doses, 21 days apart. Each dose, 10 micrograms, a third of the size used for people's ages 12 and older. Pfizer's data shows its vaccine generated a robust antibody response in kids 5 to 11 and says it is safe and 90.7% effective against symptomatic COVID-19 in that age group.
One shouldn't actually discount the fact that kids can get pretty sick with COVID-19. Sadly, more than 700 children have died of COVID since this pandemic began. This would be one significant step forward in getting our country really in a better place.
The FDA says the shots carry a theoretical rare risk for the age group of inflammation of the heart muscle and lining, but the risk of COVID-19 is higher if enough virus is circulating. Now, it's up to the FDA to make the final decision. And next month, the CDC will vote on whether to recommend it. With the director's okay, vaccines could be available to younger children by early November. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
Pfizer's vaccine is already authorized under emergency use for children 12 to 15 and is fully approved for those 16 and under. J&J and Moderna have not yet requested emergency use authorization for their shots for younger children.
Politics were front and center on the table last night as the BYU Democrat and Republican clubs went head-to-head in a debate. Ali O'Rulian is live to give us more details. Ali, it seems like a fun event.
It definitely was. Last night in the building just right behind me, over 100 students gathered to watch the BYU Republican and Democrat clubs in a debate over 3 issues affecting us today.
The government make it for us.
3 topics.
Talk about how stimulus was needed early.
6 debaters.
Get vaccinated.
And a crowd full of students. The BYU Democrat and Republican clubs came together to debate in person for the first time since the pandemic began.
The issue with this, first and foremost,
the 3 topics on the table: human infrastructure,
healthcare, childcare, and workplace development.
COVID stimulus measures,
given the situation of 700,000 dead,
and university vaccine mandates
to make their own medical decisions,
all mediated by members of BYU Political Affairs Society, who kept time and fact-checked information.
Talk to people up here.
Being in person after a year of Zoom debates felt refreshing and nerve-wracking.
My favorite part was debating, also the most nervous, but
both sides studied and prepared their topics intensely to support their arguments.
It's already at its pre-COVID level.
But the hard part isn't what they can prepare for, it's what they can't prepare for, counter-arguing.
Getting up in front of a large group of people and doing that thinking on the fly and articulating it in a clear way that can convince people or swing them to your side.
Despite differing opinions, both sides agree on one thing.
We can have an intelligent, informed, and calm, courteous debate with each other while still vehemently disagreeing about these very important issues.
And the audience got to decide for themselves what they agree with and who they think won.
Interested in any of these clubs, you can check them out on social media. Reporting live at Brigham Young University in Provo, I'm Allie O'Rulian. Back to you.
Thanks, Allie.
Former Brigham Young University baseball coach and athletic director Glenn Tuckett dies at the age of 93. Tuckett served as a coach for the BYU baseball team from 1959 to 1976 before taking on the role of athletic director until 1994. Under Tuckett's 17 years as athletic director, BYU made it to 16 football games and a national championship. He was inducted into the BYU Hall of Fame in 1982 and in 2007 was given the BYU Distinguished Service Award. Tuckett died from a stroke and his funeral will be on November 6th.
Former U.S. Republican Representative Rob Bishop abruptly quit the state's Independent Redistricting Commission.
It's a 7-member commission. 3 of our members were appointed by the Republican leadership in the legislature. That was Commissioner Bishop, Commissioner Hilliard.
Bishop says that the commission's congressional map proposals favored Democrats. Better Boundaries, the group behind the creation of the Independent Commission, says they were disappointed by Bishop's resignation. House Speaker Brad Wilson, who appointed the bishop to the panel, says he shares Bishop's frustrations with the commission and that he does not plan to appoint a replacement.
TSA confiscates 2 guns in the past 2 days from Salt Lake City International Airport. The airport ranks 8th highest nationally in the number of incidents. There have been 92 gun-related incidents so far this year in the Salt Lake City airport, and there have been more than 4,400 gun-related incidents nationally. Those caught with a firearm in checkpoint lines will get a visit from Salt Lake City Police and could see fines up to $13,000. Agents say if you have a question about what you can and cannot bring on an airplane, visit the TSA website or download the MyTSA app.
The Utah Board of Higher Education has voted to rename Dixie State University to Utah Polytechnic State University. Back in June, the Dixie State University Board of Trustees asked for public participation in surveys, studies, and focus groups to help them determine a new name for the university. After a lengthy process, the Board of Trustees voted unanimously to recommend the new name be Utah Polytechnic State University with the nickname Utah Tech University.
We did not have the perspective at that time to be able to see how the name was potentially going to affect us or anyone else in the future.
The name Utah Polytechnic State University received backlash after it was first recommended earlier this year. One Dixie State University student started a petition calling for an alternate name. The Board of Trustees claims the new name emphasizes the school's mission and significance. The name will now be sent to the legislature for further consideration.
The American Red Cross is giving away a trip to Hawaii for those who choose to donate blood. If you donate blood from November 1st to November 12th, you will be entered into a raffle to win a 10-day trip for 2 to Hawaii. The blood supply throughout the United States is low, and it takes up to 3 days after donation for the blood to be used again. Amazon is also offering a $10 card for everyone who schedules an appointment and goes to give blood the first 3 weeks of November. The nearest blood drive center is in the Orem Blood Donation Center on 38400 East University Parkway. BYU students just can't catch a break as they try to make their own vacation during fall.
It's really hard, that he gets to have fun and I'm here being bored.
We'll tell you what theories are out there on why BYU doesn't have a fall break.
Halloween is just around the corner. I know you are excited for the candy and costumes. We'll see just how excited you are for the weather. I'll tell you how to prep for this weekend.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Get along down the road, we got a long, long way to go. Scared to live, scared to die. We ain't perfect, but we try. Get along while we can. Always give love the upper hand. Paint a wall, learn to dance. Call your mom, buy a boat, sing a song, make a friend. Can't we all get along?
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, Hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
As Utah begins its descent into lower temperatures, some students take their fall break into their own hands.
I found out how students are making the most of a break they don't have.
BYU students get to witness other schools enjoy a couple of days off for fall break. With every other university in Utah, fall break is a time for students and faculty to unwind before buckling down into midterms and the cold winter months. Students and faculty at Brigham Young University watch their friends, acquaintances, and even spouses get to travel while they stay in their regular school routine.
It's really hard, like, that he gets to have fun and I'm like here being bored.
While others decided to make their own fall break, whether skipping school for a few days or venturing out for a local weekend getaway.
So we booked the tickets, we booked the Airbnb and the flights. We were all ready to go. I got my leave approved. I was able to get time off. And then we got here and found out that Disneyland is capping how many people can enter the park.
Disneyland is a popular destination for BYU students, but some found that even after their big adventure, they were stuck in California with no plans.
We paid all this money to go to the parks and didn't actually get to go to the park.
Traveling during the continuing pandemic has proved its own struggles, with places like Disneyland putting a limit on how many people are allowed to enter the park.
I'm not sure how the capping of people is really stopping the spread of anything because there's probably still thousands of people.
So why no fall break? There are plenty of theories.
Safety a little bit, like sometimes I've heard that people are concerned about students driving too much.
The official statement from BYU says that it's been this way since the 1970s so that BYU can have 4 semesters in 1 year to allow students to graduate faster. However, this doesn't seem to be helping as BYU has the largest number of students in the state graduating with 6 to 7 year degrees, according to a study done by collegefactual.com. One thing is for certain, come Thanksgiving break, students will be looking forward to having some time to themselves. Reporting for Universe Live in Provo, I'm Emily Roberts-Jones.
Take a look at this view from Utah Lake this year so far. Salt Lake City Airport reported 3.48 inches of rainfall, and check this out, in 2020 it took Utah 140 days to reach this amount. But in 2021, it took us just 26 days to get to this report, which is great now that we are seeing this before the winter months. And also it helps us with this extreme drought that we are in as well. Speaking of the rain, we had some great rainfall from Wednesday's storm just earlier in the week. Cottonwood Heights, you had 1.72 inches of rainfall, as well as Centerville 1.62, Logan 1.03 inches for you as well. And then in the mountains with the snow, we had some great inches there too. In Alta, 12 inches of snow, Heber City 4.5 inches, and then Cedar City 2 inches. And I love seeing this before these winter months are hitting us. For the radar Utah, we're pretty dry and clear, which I love. Just some clear cloud, just a little cloud coverage, which we'll see later on into tonight. But for today's temperatures, we started off pretty chilly and cool, right there in those 50s, running down all the I-15, and then 35 degrees here in Provo and Price and Moab as well. St. George, you're getting down to 47. For southern Utah, you'll see the sun all the way until this holiday weekend for Halloween. Right there in the 70s, you'll be at 73 Halloween, and Monday drop down to 72 in the 50s at night. And then in northern Utah, what we'll see is the rain, slight chances for Halloween there. But then we'll get to Monday with some cloud coverage. I don't know about you guys, I've decided to be someone from Halloween. That's what my goal is for this Halloween season. What have you guys gonna do?
That's right. I heard you were going to do a character from Harry Potter. That is so amazing. Me, for Halloween, I'm going to be rich because I will be working. Thanks for joining us for Universe Live. Have a great rest of your day.